Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Dr. Karen Curitin, co-creator of Wired for Wellness and the Applied Memory Reconsolidation Coach Training Program. And this whole webinar is about the coach training program. We designed this program to train coaches and aspiring coaches in the brain rewiring techniques that we use to get pretty extraordinary and lasting transformations in our clients. And in fact, these tools that we're teaching in this training program are so powerful that I closed my medical practice to do this work instead. Not because functional medicine isn't an effective tool set in the right situation, but because these brain rewiring tools produce profoundly rewarding client results again and again and again. And I just fell in love with it. It was just so incredible to see what I could do with my clients using these tools. These tools, they're still the most profound way that I've found for creating change to date. And I've been a junkie in the healing world for a long time, trying out everything under the sun for myself and for my patients. So, yeah, that's saying a lot with my background. I don't know about you, but I got into this profession of helping people because I wanted to make a big positive impact in other people's lives. And so when I found this approach and it was doing more than I ever imagined I could do for clients, it was like my heart was just like bursting open and singing when I was working with clients. So I'm excited for Patty to share with you more about this approach tonight and also to give you a little sneak peek of what this approach is like in action with a real client, and also a live interview with one of our students who has completed this training program and is out doing good work in the world already. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Patty and she will take over.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen, for the lovely intro. And welcome to everyone. We are really genuinely happy that you were able to join us. So, whether or not this is the first time you've been part of our AMR community or you've been a part of it for a while, regardless, we just want to thank you for showing up. We are going to talk about something that personally has completely transformed my own life, the way I work with clients, and honestly, the way I understand change in its most basic form, and the way I understand life itself, which is applied memory reconsolidation, or AMR for short. So, if you have ever noticed that you have a really tough time breaking bad habits and self defeating patterns in your own life, or your clients, if you have clients, if you're currently working in some sort of healing capacity or coaching capacity, your clients have breakthroughs, but then they slip back, they don't stick. Maybe you found that you've worked with some mindset tools and they help, but they don't really create lasting transformation that sticks. Or you have patterns that seem to make sense mentally. Okay, you've intellectualized them, you understand them, you have a sense of where they came from, but they still feel stuck emotionally. So, if any of these patterns resonate for you personally or in your work with clients, then you are in exactly the right place, because memory reconsolidation is the neuroscience behind how emotional patterns actually change, and not change temporarily, but ultimately change permanently. And today I want to give you a clear, simple understanding of what AMR is without a lot of jargon or a lot of overwhelm. We're going to keep it real and grounded. Okay. So here is what we are going to cover tonight. I'm going to briefly explain what AMR is in a way that actually makes sense. We're going to show you a short video clip of myself doing the AMR process with a real client. And then we're going to chat with one of our graduates who's completed the training and is using it in her life and in her work. And by the end of this live stream, my hope is that you're not only going to understand AMR better, but that you also feel the possibility of what this method could mean for you in your own life and for the people you're serving or the people that you hope to serve at some point. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. So before I show you the demo, I just want to briefly talk a little bit about what AMR actually is. So as I said, AMR stands for Applied Memory Reconsolidation, which is just a technical way of saying we're helping the brain update outdated emotional learning at the source. Instead of trying to fight it, overpower it, or talk it into behaving differently. We are updating those emotional learnings at their source. So, most emotional patterns like anxiety, for instance, or overthinking, or a fear of rejection, or the, oh, why am I doing this thing again stuff, are actually old survival responses that are stored in our brain's implicit memory system. They're stored in our subconscious. So, to simplify that, think of it like your nervous system is still using Windows 95 to run your life. AMR is the emotional software upgrade. So, here's the science behind that. When your brain accesses an emotional memory, so you think about something that happened in your past that had a lot of emotion in it, it triggers a biological window where that memory becomes flexible, it becomes editable. And that window where that can happen is called memory reconsolidation. And inside that window, the brain can edit and update the stored emotional response if we give it the right information. So, in simple terms, your brain's realizing this reaction isn't needed anymore. And it literally rewires and rewrites that neural prediction, dissolving the old emotional pattern at its root. So there's no forcing, there's no willpower, there's no just think positive about it kind of pep talk. Because your nervous system is built to update and it's actually doing it all of the time. You just don't realize that it's happening all the time. In fact, only about 50% of the time are our memories accurate representations of what actually happened in the past. So it's doing this all the time. It knows how to do it. It's built to do it. And if we can do it in a way where we feel safe and bring in new information that contradicts the old fear based information, then everything can change. So AMR uses that naturally occurring mechanism intentionally, which is why change at this level doesn't bounce back. It's not a mindset boost, it's a biological update. So here's the part I really love. One of the things I really love. When you do this work, whether for yourself or with clients, it doesn't feel like battling your brain. It feels like your brain finally saying, oh, I don't have to protect you like that anymore. Imagine the relief. It's effective, it's gentle, and honestly, as you're going to see in our demo, it can actually be really fun because you get to watch the brain do what it's designed to do. So now that you know a little bit about the what and the science behind it, I want to show you what AMR actually looks like in real life because it's one thing to talk about memory reconsolidation and another thing entirely to see it. So, what you're about to watch is a short clip of me guiding a client through the AMR process. There's a couple of things that I would ask you to notice as you're watching. This is not talk therapy. It's not all about mindset or reframes. What we're doing is working directly with the emotional pattern at the root. So, we will be using some tapping in the video that you're going to watch right now. But if you've ever used tapping before, I would ask you to notice that this is quite different than typical forms of tapping. There's actually a lot more happening that is ultimately creating real, lasting neurological change. And you're going to see how in real time the brain begins to update that old emotional memory and ultimately dissolve the pattern. So it's subtle, but it's incredibly powerful. And once you see it, you're going to understand why this method actually changes everything. All right. So when we're ready, we can go ahead and press play.
Okay. 1 second, I'll get that up for you.
There's an odd, weird thing, like I'm angry at myself.
Karen, let's just pause for 1 second. I just want to give a little context before we start.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So our client here today is dealing with some social anxiety, some fear around moving around out in the world. And he has memories that from his childhood and earlier in his life that represent that. So what you are seeing is a section of about 25 minutes that I plucked from the middle of the session because this whole session took about an hour and 45 minutes. So we're not going to take the time to watch the whole thing. But you're going to see us in the middle at the part where we're starting to actually work with changing some of the memories he shared with me in our intake. You're going to see what that change process looks like and see how he transforms how he thinks about this from beginning to end. All right, just a little bit of context. All right, take it away, Karen.
There's a strange sense. There's not even, it's not angry about the parts, it's angry at myself.
Yeah. So how angry are you?
Before.
Not that angry. Just a little bit angry, though. So what is, I love that you're laughing. So tell me what's funny.
There's just a sense of it. There just seems to be a very comedy of errors, like
Right.
absurdity.
Right.
Just
So you're angry at yourself for how absurd this is.
yeah, but there is a sense of anger of just giving up very too easily,
Okay.
too
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah. Got it.
There's an anger of playing the victim, of
okay.
avoiding,
Yeah.
but just avoiding, like just
Yeah.
being. What was that saying? Like we have as much power as we choose to have.
Yep. So you're angry at yourself about all that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So just notice what that feels like.
sad. There's sadness coming up.
Sadness too. Okay. And you know, that's the thing. Sadness is always behind the anger, right? Sadness always drives the anger. If we peel back anger, what's usually behind it?
Mm.
So what's this? What are you sad about? First reaction.
Loss.
Yeah. Loss of what?
Just loss of childhood, loss of love,
Okay.
loss of time.
Yeah. Okay. How strong is that feeling?
That's very strong.
Yeah. So that's not a 4.
No.
Okay. Where would you put that?
6 is coming up.
All right. Good job. All right. So now what I want you to do is imagine that we were walking along the edge of a beach and there's a big sandcastle that someone's built right along the edge of the beach. You know what's going to happen, right? This big wave's going to come and smash into it.
Yeah, that's not what popped in my
What popped in your mind?
running up to it and kicking it.
Yeah. You know what? That's went through my head too. I bet you he's thinking he's going to kick it. You know what, Anthony?
Just running up. Pow.
When you do go outside, I give you full permission to go up and kick down someone's sandcastle. All right. So in either situation, whether a wave knocks into it or whether you kick it over, what's going to happen to the sandcastle?
It's gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah. It's going to
Wow.
right. Yeah. And it's going to just drift away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Open your eyes. All right. Repeat after me. We're relaxing, releasing, and letting go
We're relaxing, releasing, and letting go
of all this sadness,
of all the sadness,
the absurdity of all of it.
the absurdity of all of it.
Letting go of feeling angry at myself
Letting go of feeling angry with myself
for giving up too easily
for giving up too easily
and playing the victim.
and playing the victim.
Letting go of worrying
Letting go of worrying
and being the controller.
being the controller.
I can't control anything.
And I can't control anything.
I don't have to figure this all out.
I don't have to figure this all out.
No. Letting go of the idea that it's not going to get better
Letting go of the idea that it's not going to get better
because it's already getting better.
because it's already getting better.
I'm picturing myself kicking down sandcastles. I can't do that in my house.
Can't do that in my house.
I'm not that 9-year-old boy anymore.
I'm not that 9-year-old boy anymore.
I can let go of the fear.
I can let go of the fear.
It's safe to feel my anger.
Safe to feel my anger.
And then it's safe to let it go.
It's safe to let it go.
Mom's not hitting dad with a cane anymore.
Mom's not hitting dad with a cane anymore.
It's me hitting myself with a cane now.
It's me hitting myself with a cane.
I'm safe
I'm safe.
as I let go of everything here that doesn't serve me.
I let go of everything
Everything
here
here that doesn't serve me.
wonders through me.
That's right. I'm safe to let it go.
I'm safe to let it go.
Good. All right. Let's squeeze our wrist. Let's take a nice long breath. And blow it out. Say peace. Good job. Okay. Keep holding your wrist. Let's close your eyes again. Let's go back and hang out with the minions. How do you suppose the minions would react to the Tasmanian devil? I'm trying to imagine that interaction.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that guy.
They would all want to spin and then they would get dizzy and they would topple over.
Be awesome. Yeah. So just stay with them for a minute longer. The joy, their curiosity, how warm they are, how adorable they are, how goofy and silly they are. And just the joy that gives you. Just breathe it in. Say peace. Good job. All right, you can let go of your wrist. How you doing?
Good.
Good. All right, so let's close your eyes again. So remember that big pile I had in front of you there? All that stuff. Does it look like a big sandcastle that you want to go and just wreck? I'm starting to picture this in my own mind now. You running up to this thing and just leveling it.
Really good. And going everywhere.
How gratifying would that be?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man. It's so it was so vivid, but just so impulsive.
Right.
Like,
And
great with just
it seems like it would have been really satisfying for you. That's the sense that I'm getting. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, so how is all the rest of it feel? Juxtaposed with you kicking the sandcastle down.
It feels like almost non-existent.
Non-existent. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
And is it okay that it's non-existent? How does it feel that it's that way?
There's still some sadness coming up from that. I think again, just the loss,
right.
Longing. There's a longing.
Longing for what?
Because there's a longing to, I don't know if feel is the right impulse or message, but there's a sense of wanting to maybe feel there's something like, there's something like wanting to place there instead of to.
Yeah. What do you think that is? What do you want to fill that with? What's your first reaction to that?
Fun,
Yeah,
play,
right. Yeah,
this silliness.
yeah. All the stuff that the minions are.
Yeah, and all the stuff that little Tony
Yeah.
didn't get to do.
Okay. Okay, open your eyes. Yeah, I'm safe
I'm safe.
to help little Tony
Help little Tony
have all the fun,
have all the fun,
feel all the joy,
feel all the joy,
and the silliness and the goofiness.
and the silliness and the goofiness.
I'm safe to help him experience all of that now.
They've dealt and experienced all of that now.
We're both safe to experience that now
Both safe.
because he's me and I'm him.
He's me and I'm him.
Yeah. I'm safe to rewrite these stories
I'm safe to rewrite these stories.
to something that serves us all better.
Something that serves us.
Good job. All right, let's squeeze your wrist. Take another breath. God, say peace. All right, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Tony, would you rather have a horse the size of a cat or a cat the size of a mouse?
Wait, a horse the size of a cat.
A horse the size of a cat or a cat the size of a mouse?
Oh, little, like the horse, like, 'cause that's little Sebastian.
Right, the little horse.
The little horse.
Yeah, Sebastian, that's his name?
Do you watch Parks and Rec?
Oh my God, it's been a while. Remind me.
Yeah, there's a little horse in that they call him the little Sebastian.
Oh yeah, this is starting to sound familiar. Yes.
And it's like the town, I don't know what to say, town.
Is it an actual horse,
Something.
like a mini horse or a stuffed?
Yeah, it's like an
Ah,
actual.
an actual mini horse. Okay. All right. So you've got
And everybody
Sebastian.
loves it.
You've got Sebastian, the miniature horse. Okay, so just close your eyes and tell me what he looks like, because I don't remember. You're gonna have to remind me.
Yeah, just brown, I think.
Brown.
Long hair.
Yeah.
I think it's white, grayish.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of brown, some
Yeah.
white.
And he's
Yeah.
he's very little.
And impeccably groomed.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, he's small horse.
Okay. This is who you'd have Sebastian as a pet or a roommate, as opposed to a very, very small horse, as opposed to a very, very small cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's close your eyes for a second and just imagine that Sebastian's there with you right now. So does he have a saddle and a bridle and all that, or is he just sort of freewheeling?
I think he has a little coat. It's like kind of like a saddle, but almost like a
Yep.
Ceremonial.
Yep.
So like, man, I'm gonna have to look this up again.
So he sounds very fancy pants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that just reminded me of like immediately like a commercial that I really love. Oh my gosh. I'll send it to you because it's hilarious. It was during one of the Super Bowls, and
Yep.
this guy was like a horse whisperer, but he's a rapper. So
Okay.
he's talking like, he's telling this horse to like sidestep and do like these moves. And he's like, fancy prance.
Okay.
And the horse like does this moves because he's the horse whisperer.
Yes. Okay.
Well, I got pictures of little
right.
Sebastian like being
Yeah.
fancy and doing these like fancy moves.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're teaching Sebastian to do this now. You got some time on your hands. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Man, I am loopy today.
That's good. That's what we want. All right. So let's just squeeze your wrist and take another breath. Say peace. Remember, Anthony, this is serious business. Yeah, clearly.
Having this much fun.
Clearly. Okay. All right. So now when you think back to that big pile that was there of stuff, whatever you do, I don't want you to see Sebastian anywhere in the vicinity of it. Close your eyes.
Clippity, yeah, clippity clop, clippity clop. What he says.
Fancy pants Sebastian. All right. So it's a little harder to take all that seriously now, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So let's close your eyes again. Now I want you to go back to that glass jar memory. And as you do, in the heels of everything we've already done here, I just want you to notice how it's starting to shift. How you represent this is starting to shift. So when you go back there now, tell me what you're experiencing.
Well, like, I noticed there was a slight, like, almost like a, I don't know if it was a like throat quiver, jaw quiver.
Right.
But that's all I'm really noticing.
All right. So are you back there first person experiencing that again? Are you watching it like a movie, like a fly on the wall? Like what's happening? Are you doing this inside yourself?
Yeah, I'm almost seeing it.
Okay. So
I'm almost yeah, almost
Yep.
watching it.
You're watching a movie. Okay. So tell me what you're seeing. What's happening as you're watching this movie?
Yeah, mom is super angry.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Okay. Can you hear it?
No, it's muted.
Okay. So you can see it, but you can't hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would Sebastian sound like if he was whinnying? Do you have any sense of what that would sound like? We already established there's a clippity clop sit thing happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would his voice sound like? Do you have any idea? I could probably help you with that, but let me see your version of it. Or maybe he has a voice. Maybe he's becoming personified and he actually has a voice. Like, how would you represent his voice?
That's a great question. Maybe like a little. He's like a little higher, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that you and I could either of us could get our voices high pitched enough for that. All right, so go back to that movie again. And whatever you do as you're watching that, I don't want you to hear mom making the noises that Sebastian would make.
Make the voices or?
Yeah, no, I don't want you to hear that. Because that would just be crazy, right? Mom whinnying like Sebastian.
It's like the
All right, so
too late.
All right. So how is this landing for you now when you think about this memory with mom winning like Sebastian, the very small horse?
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah. It's kind of like pretty comical.
Yeah. And how does it feel to see it that way?
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Okay. So is she still hitting dad with a cane? Like what's happening with that? Or is she just standing there whinnying like a horse?
It's just weaning like a horse. I wasn't even thinking about the cane. The cane was gone.
Okay, just open your eyes. Yeah, the cane is gone.
Cane is gone.
Yeah, mom's not hitting dad with a cane anymore.
Mom's not hitting dad with a cane anymore.
I'm going to stop hitting myself with a cane.
I'm gonna stop hitting myself with a cane.
I'm going to stop beating up on myself.
Stop beating myself. Stop beating up myself.
Because none of this is true anymore.
None of this is true anymore.
I'm safe to let it go.
I'm safe to let it go.
Good. All right, squeeze your wrist, take a breath. And a big. All right, say peace. All right, so let's close your eyes again. So go back to that memory now and tell me, are you still watching a movie? Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. It's almost, you're watching a movie on a movie screen. Okay, and you're old enough to remember what VCRs were like, right? They had the play button, the stop, the fast forward, the rewind. Okay. So when I tell you, you're going to press play and you're going to watch this movie, however you're representing it now, however it's shifted. And as you're watching it, if there's anything happening there that doesn't feel okay, you're going to let me know. Okay. So when I tell you, go ahead and press play. If you can stop yawning long enough. Lots of emotions being processed here. Okay, so go ahead and press play. Watch the movie. Then when you get to the end, just press stop. You there?
Okay.
So was there anything there that wasn't okay?
No.
No? All right. So now we're going to watch it in reverse. You're going to, when I tell you, you're going to press rewind. We're going to watch this whole movie. You know, remember what that looked like when you would press rewind on a VCR and you'd see the whole thing in reverse? Yeah. So you're going to press rewind. We're going to watch it go back in reverse. And then let me know when it gets back to the beginning. Okay. So go ahead, press rewind. Right back to the beginning. Okay. I know. Let's watch it again. You're just giving yourself permission to make this just updated. Every time you watch it, it's a little different. So go ahead and press play. It's good. Okay, I can't wait for you to tell me what's happening there now.
Oh man.
What's happening?
There's just all of them, all four of them are just horses now, right?
Are you a horse too?
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
my sister, me, my dad, and my mom, they're all horses.
Wow. Okay. Very nice. So there's a lot of whinnying going on there. Yeah. So how does it feel to see it that way?
Yeah, it's pretty I don't know if fun's the word I'm looking for, but
Right. Well, relatively speaking.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just open
Spooky.
your eyes. Open your eyes. I'm safe to see this differently.
I'm safe to see this differently.
Mom was doing what she knew how to do
Mom was doing what she knew how to do
based on her past experience.
based on her past experiences.
I can let go of any lingering fear
And let go of any lingering fear
or anger
or anger
or tension,
or tension.
because I'm not that little boy anymore.
Not that little boy anymore.
I'm a little horse now.
I'm a little horse now.
Nobody's gonna mess with me because I'm a badass little horse.
That's a badass little horse.
I'm safe as I see this differently
I'm safe as I see this differently.
and let go of everything that no longer serves me.
Let go of everything that no longer serves me.
Good. Squeeze your wrist, take a deep breath. Say peace. All right, let's go hang out with the minions again for a second. So what would they think about Sebastian and his extended family? They'd be totally down with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just step fully into that feeling of joy and goofiness and silliness and fun, all these things that you want to create more of in your life. Hear their voices. You got that feeling? Yeah. All right, breathe it in. All right, now let's carry that. We're going to take it over into the other memory with mom and dad and your sister and you, this family of very small horses. And now that all of these small horses now are washed in this minion energy of joy and goofiness and silliness, you're sharing that with yourself and everybody else back then. How is that?
Okay. It's fun chaos.
Yeah. Fun chaos.
One of them fell on a washer machine. One of them is like banging something over the sink. Another one is like setting something on fire in the
right. Fun chaos. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that feel?
It's pretty fun.
Good. Yeah. Good. All right. Just take another breath. Say peace. Good. Okay. So open your eyes. So that's a different way to represent that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I ask you to think about that now, what do you feel? What do you experience?
Yeah, all I can think of is the minions and little Sebastian. And winning and
yeah. All right. So do you still feel any sense of fear or anger about that experience now?
at this moment, no.
No, good. Good. Okay. That's a different way to represent it. All right. So close your eyes. Let's go back there and just see that whole scenario with Sebastian and the minions and the fun chaos again. And let's make it even a little more fun and a little more chaotic. And let's have a little bit of group whinnying happening here. I'll do it. You do it. We'll do it together. Yeah, good. All right, just breathe that in. All right, squeeze your wrist, one more breath. Say peace. Good. How are you doing? Okay.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So there's a little taste of a little bit of work with this particular client. What a great sport. So lots of interesting things happening there, right? We're just constantly bringing in more signals of safety, changing the chemical state as he's thinking about these experiences and these beliefs. And one of the things that was really clear there as you were watching it was all of the yawning, right? Which is a really clear indication that the nervous system is processing stuck, suppressed emotion at warp speed, but in a way that obviously feels safe and he's not getting overwhelmed by it. So, pretty cool stuff. So, I hope that was interesting for you. The other thing I want to say about that clip is that that kind of transformation where you can think about a long-standing pattern in your life and a significant emotional memory from your childhood that represents that pattern, that kind of transformation that he experienced is not rare in this work. It actually is the norm when you know how to work with the brain's natural mechanisms for change. So I guess the question I would have for you is, did you ever imagine that it could be so much fun to help people process trauma and rewire their brain at the same time? I mean, I was having as much fun as he was there. Like this often doesn't even feel like work for me. It's so cool to watch people transform in front of your eyes like that. Not only is it actually just really fun, it also happens to be one of the most effective ways to update neural pathways and the behaviors and the patterns that they produce. But I don't want you to just hear all of this from me. I want you to hear it from someone who's gone through the training and is now using AMR in her own practice. So I've invited one of our graduates, Sandra, to join us today, and she's going to share a little bit about her experience, what it was like to learn AMR, how it's changed her life, how it's changed how she works with clients, some of the things that surprised her the most about it. So we're going to go ahead now and bring her on. So Sandra, before you joined this training, what was the biggest challenge you were facing in your day-to-day life? And what did that actually look like in your day-to-day life?
What happened with me? I was at one of my lowest points, I gotta say, in my life. In that time frame, I was a full-time caregiver for my elderly mom who lived in an in-law suite in our house. And she developed dementia more and more and became more incapacitated as time went on. In the meantime, I had an online jewelry business, which I would work on in my quarters, but I was always in earshot of hers. And so as time went by, she would just call me more often and more often. She became very anxious. So basically, she had me going to check on her every 15 to 20 minutes. And in the nighttime, I wouldn't be able to sleep properly because I could hear when she would get up, and I was worried that she would fall and whatnot. So I just became more and more stressed out, and actually to the point where I didn't realize I was so stressed. It
Right,
was just a
right.
normal state of being. And emotionally, I was very frustrated and I felt really stuck because I couldn't see how this was going to proceed or end. Our social life was non-existent because she could not be left alone. She was very anxious, and it was really hard to find people to look after her on the weekend. So yeah, it was just like a, a life with a lot of walls, and I couldn't see
Mm.
through it. And so I just kind of, on my short walks with my dogs, I kind of thought I'd just like to disappear in a way out of this life. And my body listened, and I lost 25 pounds over the course of a year, and
Mhm.
was really a shadow of myself.
Right,
And then Patty introduced me to AMR.
right. Yeah. So, um, what would you say was the most surprising thing you learned about how those kind of emotional patterns really change once you started studying this modality?
It was not something I expected at all. Of course, when you start a course, you learn all the tools. And of course, we started applying the tools to ourselves. And uh, the most significant thing that happened, I started healing. I started gaining weight. I noticed that my state of mind became calmer and I became more resilient
Mm,
because I was given actual tools that I could apply to when I noticed, oh, I'm
mm,
slipping out of my good nervous system state into the stressed out mode. And I
right.
was able to change it myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, was there a moment, Sandra, where it sort of clicked for you and you had the thought, like, okay, wow, this is actually completely different from any sort of mindset work or traditional coaching methods that you had tried in the past? Was there a
I
moment where you
think,
kind of went, wow, this is different?
yes, because I felt empowered and I was given tools so I could change my own state. I wasn't just labeled a victim. You're the victim of your circumstance. And,
Mm,
so it is a little bit different from the traditional therapies styles where you acknowledge as, yes, that happened to you. And then you have to talk about it a lot. And, you know, so
yeah.
here it's, of course, we do have to go there to activate um, the neurology so we can change it, but it's not
Mhm.
like we have to jump into the deep end of the pool and swim in there forever.
Right. Yeah, we just go there as long as we need
Yeah.
to update it.
Yeah.
So, can you share a moment with us where you watched a client's pattern change quickly in real
Mhm.
time?
Sure. So a client of mine wanted to heal her relationship with her son. She was estranged from him a few years back. He just told her he wanted to, he needed some space. And she was very angry and very upset about this. And she really wanted to find the source of this. And session 3, she told me a story about where her parents were really invasive into her own private life. And she said it in the same words as she described her son. I needed space. I needed to just distance myself from them. And then she said, oh, like you could
Mhm.
see it click. And it was amazing. She realized I'm doing the same to him than my parents did to me. And that was the big revelation to her. And it took her a couple of days to process this, but she did contact her son and apologize to him and explain to him why she had acted that way, because now she realized where it came from, that this
Mhm.
was a pattern from her past.
Yep.
And they shed a few tears, and there was a lot of healing going on. And he said he had waited all this time for her to tell him this.
Wow.
So it was just absolutely beautiful.
So, what was that like for you as the practitioner that was able to facilitate that change for her?
It's just the most amazing feeling. It's the most fulfilling thing that you could possibly do for somebody. And actually, she did it herself. I just asked the questions.
Yeah, you were the mirror, helped her find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what shifted for you after witnessing that transformation for her?
Um, it's just like, I can't believe this is happening in a way, because
Right.
it's just amazing. No,
Yeah.
yeah. Every time you check back with one of their memories that was so traumatic for them when you started the session, and then they say, "Oh, there's not much there." You go,
Yeah.
"I
It's
can't
not a big
believe
deal.
this is working. It's amazing."
Yeah, it's just something that happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so how did you shared a little bit with us how it changed your experience in the beginning where your mom was, you were sort of up to your eyeballs and being a caretaker and your health improved. But how has it impacted your sort of other emotional patterns or your well-being in other ways?
I gotta say, I'm 56 years old and I feel better than I ever have felt in my life. I can't think back to another time in my life where I was this balanced, this happy, like genuinely happy. Um, Life can throw at me what it wants. Of course, you get upset, but you don't stay there. You know how to get out of it much quicker.
Right.
And I just feel like I'm way more balanced throughout my life, much happier, more focused, more resilient. I love that word, resilient.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. This is resilience boot camp is what this is. Yeah. So what would you say to someone, Sandra, who maybe feels called to help themselves, break some, self-defeating patterns and maybe help others transform, even
Mhm.
if maybe they don't feel like they know quite enough yet. Like, what would you say to them about this experience?
I would tell this person when they go through the training, they will learn it hands on and they will be able to learn it or embody it themselves because they can work on themselves. And once they're gone through the training, they know exactly how it works. So
Mhm.
they will be ready to apply it to one of their clients.
Right. And do you feel pretty confident that you can handle pretty much anything that comes at you at this point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes.
Awesome. So if you could describe AMR in one sentence to someone who's never heard of it, what would you say?
I would say applied memory reconsolidation. It helps you creating a life that you love
Mhm.
and letting go of old patterns that no longer serve you.
Wow. You did really well for being put on the spot.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That
so thank you so much for sharing all that with us. I think what you just said
was my
perfectly
pleasure.
yeah, I think what you did
Thank
just to share with us kind of perfectly captures why we built this training. So women who feel called to do this work can actually learn the skills to help themselves first
you.
and then help others transform at the root, right? That's what we're going for here. So if you're watching all this and you feel a little voice inside you saying, I want to know how to do that. Or even if, I don't know if I'm cut out to be a coach, but I want to be able to help people in my life like that, then, you're in the right place. This training is not just for established coaches. It's also for women who feel called to do deep work with their clients and for themselves, even if they're just starting to step into that identity. You don't need a big platform. You don't need all kinds of experience. You don't need to have it all figured out. We have a beautiful community that we've developed here of amazing women who gather on a regular basis and continue to learn and continue to grow and support one another. So, all you really need is a desire to help people transform at the root, including yourself. So, inside the training, we teach you how to use this modality in a grounded, ethical, science informed way. You build skill, you build confidence, and you experience profound personal transformation all at the same time. So, if you feel something lighting up inside of you, if you're curious or excited or even a little nervous, maybe consider that your intuition tapping you on the shoulder. All the details, the next steps are in our AMR Facebook group. So, have a look around in there. Take a look, trust what you feel. And if you're feeling called to want to know more, we would love to welcome you inside this beautiful community of women who are inspiring each other, lifting each other up, and making emotional intelligence a new trend. All right, a trend that actually matters. So, thank you so much for being here. Whether you're already a coach, whether you're an aspiring coach, or just a woman who simply wants to break old patterns and live more freely, this work matters. It has changed the way I support the people in my life, the way I support clients. But the important thing is that it also changed me first. It's the reason I no longer feel like I'm pushing and managing or battling my emotions. It's absolutely the reason I feel more grounded, more at ease, and more confident in my ability and in the way that I help other people. That's the beauty of it. It doesn't just train you to transform other people, it transforms you so deeply that helping others becomes an extension of who you are. So if that possibility excites you, if you feel something opening or awakening or whispering, maybe this is the thing, just know you're in the right place. The community here exists to support you, whether you're here to grow as a practitioner or simply to free yourself on the deepest level. We are here to cheer you on and support you every step of the way. Thank you for caring about transformation for yourself and for the people you're called to help. We cannot wait to see how this unfolds for you.